Is it appropriate for you to be wildly successful? Not moderately successful, not comfortably successful, wildly. By the end of this video, you're going to answer that question out loud for yourself, and you're going to know exactly why yes is the only responsible answer. Playing small does not protect anyone. It costs everyone who is supposed to be lifted by your rising. That is documented, and I'm going to show you the research. But first, please tell me in the comments what has been stopping you from saying yes to that question. One honest sentence, drop it below. I want you in a room with me in person. I am part of a live around the world tour, and I am personally going to be in Chicago on July 28th. Guests come free when I invite them. I have a couple of seats left. Here's how this works. Check out the opportunity page, fill in the short form, then click the button to schedule your 15-minute discovery call with me. Subscribing is how YouTube brings you back for more challenges and education and mindset uplifting in the future. Here's what Google's currently telling people to do when they search for permission to succeed. Write yourself a permission slip on paper. Dissolve your self-imposed limitations by challenging your inner critic. Normalize the right to pivot. Anchor your ambitions by stating your intentions out loud every morning. None of those are wrong. The problem is that affirmations backfire for people who do not yet believe them. The research is documented. A claim that feels discrepant from the evidence creates cognitive dissonance, and the mind rejects it. What actually works is receipts. You do not need to write yourself a permission slip. You need to read back what you have already built. What you have always focused on, that is what you currently have. Don't believe me? Look around you. Are you the type of person who knows that everything you have, you believed you could have? Or are you looking around thinking, why me? Why do I have a life like this? Mihai Csikszentmihalyi spent decades studying what he called flow, the optimal performance state, the hands-free zone where you're no longer straining toward a result because the intention and the action and the result have become one fluid moment. He identified 9 conditions that produce it. The one that matters most for today is this. The inner critic and the self-monitoring mind go quiet. He called it the absence of psychic entropy. Scattered, conflicted, fragmented thoughts collapse flow every single time. You cannot be in the 6th sense zone while simultaneously arguing with yourself about whether you deserve to be there. The last 16 days of this series were the clearing work. Every story I told, every ceiling I named, every old kitchen table sentence I identified and dissolved. That was the clearing. This video is what becomes available on the other side of it. Bob Proctor spent decades teaching that the way to speed up is to calm down, not to push harder, to trust the system you have built and let it run. Lao Tzu said, "To the mind that is still, the universe surrenders." Stillness is not passivity. It is a cleared channel, and a cleared channel can carry extraordinary things. That is the 6th sense zone. Not straining, not forcing, not white knuckling every outcome. Trusting the movement. When you have done the clearing work, this is the state that opens up. High-level execution that feels effortless because the internal friction has been removed. Now, let me tell you why getting into this state is not just about you. 1 Peter 4:10, as every man hath received the gift, even so minister the same one to another as good stewards of the manifold grace of God. Your gifts, your capacity, your potential, they were not given to you for safekeeping. They were entrusted to you as a steward to dim your light, to hold yourself back, to play small so that other people do not feel uncomfortable. That is not humility. That is a failure of stewardship. Morgan Roth and colleagues studied how role models actually work. The mechanism is not inspiration, it is expectancy. When a person who feels reachable to the viewer steps into full, visible success and shows the work it took, it raises the internal probability in the observer that this level is attainable for someone like them. That raised expectancy increases their motivation, their willingness to try, and their persistence when they face obstacles. Your rising does not just lift you, it raises what the people watching believe is possible for them. That is the documented lift. Your success is not just for you, it is for someone else who needs it. So, Is it appropriate for me to be wildly successful? I did not hedge. I did not soften it. I did not add a qualifier to make anyone watching or listening comfortable. It is 100% okay. I started on food stamps in New York City. I sold 21 cars in a single month when 3 weeks of nothing came before it. I built a paid acting career in a market that had never paid an actor locally, as far as I'm aware. I raised $30,000 in 2 nights for the Riverview Center in Dubuque, Iowa, against real institutional resistance. I became a tenure-track professor, and I grew a communication program by 775%. I earned my SAG card, co-starring on NBC Chicago PD. I make award-winning films about brain health and the human mind. I've done the work morning after morning, on camera and off, in public and in private, for more years than most people in this space have even been alive. And that is not arrogance. That's me reading back what I had to get my mind right to get here to do. The permission is not something I wrote on a piece of paper and handed to myself, though I've tried that. It is earned, it is documented, and it is mine. When I set my new goal for this season, I did not set it at the ceiling someone else had already hit. Some of the partners in this business are earning between $50,000 and $200,000 per month. Those are real numbers from real people you can meet in person at our live events. And when I looked at those numbers, I decided I'm going to go further than that, because if it has been done, it can be done better. And the person to do it might as well just be me. There's no reason to limit your power. There's no advantage in playing small. Set the target past the existing record and let the goal pull you forward. When I picture what it looks like when my light is fully shining, here's the first thing that I think about. It's not the income or the recognition, to be honest. The first thing I feel when I see myself at the level I am building toward is that I can finally give the way I have always wanted to give. I see my children taken care of, my family taken care of, my church, everyone who has walked alongside me from the beginning. My greatest was never just for me. That's the whole point of rising. You reach as high as you can, and everyone you love rises with you. I want to have a lot so I can have a lot to give. Plato once told a story about a group of people who had spent their entire lives chained inside a cave, watching shadows on the wall. The shadows were all they had ever known, and they called them real, until someone broke free, climbed out, and saw the sun for the first time. The new light stung. The adjustment was uncomfortable. But once they saw it, they could not unsee it. And then they faced the choice. Stay in the light alone or go back into the cave and tell the others there's a way out. 17 days of this work is the climb out. The cave is the automated negative thoughts, the kitchen table story about money, the ceiling absorbed from someone else's life. The sun is what you see once the clearing is done. You cannot unsee it. And I know which choice you're going to make. You are here. You watched all 17 days. That tells me something about you. And if you have watched every video in this series, you are exactly who I want to talk to. You have seen the process. You've done your own variation of this work alongside me. The next step is a 15-minute conversation with me. People in this business are earning tons of money, and as much as $50,000. Some really successful people are earning $250,000 per month. I will link the opportunity page below. Fill out the short form, and the next page gives you a button to book a call with me on your own time. Matthew 5:16. Let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Not hide your light, not dim your light so others feel comfortable. Let it shine. Let people see what it looks like when you do the work and rise. Let that be what glorifies something bigger than you. That's it. That's the whole 17 days in one verse. The free school community is still for anyone out there watching from the doorway. Both pathways are explained inside. Come on in when you're ready. No pressure, no obligation. Again, flow. 17 days. You showed up. You did every single day. That's not nothing. The person who clicked on day one is not the same person watching this right now. You crossed a terrain. You did the work, and now you decide what the next chapter looks like. If you really enjoyed this work, from this high level overview of doing it with me, but you want a more intensive experience with it, go ahead and book that discovery call with me and let me know that you want to. Tell me in the comments, what's the one thing that shifted for you over these last 17 days? I want to know where you landed. You cannot fix a negative thought with another thought. You need a joyful action, and singing is the fastest, most research-supported, completely free one available to every human being on earth. I'm Chrissy Hogue Bartels, from food stamps to here to wildly successful, on purpose, in public, and it is only just the beginning.